Greeting to Programming Hut YouTube channel, a channel for programming videos. So in this video, we are going to create a GAN which is going to generate handwritten images, which means that we are going to train it on MNIST dataset. I assure you, till the end of this video, you will going to create your own GAN without watching or without rewatching this video or without watching any other video, any other blog. You will going to be able to create a GAN which creates or generates such nice images of MNIST. So let's start the video. Before jumping to coding section, I want to talk a bit about GAN, what is GAN and how it is created, so that it will be much easier for you to understand the code. So in short, what is GAN? It is just a combination of two neural network, which is generator and discriminator. So without them, GAN is nothing. Alright, so what is discriminator then? Discriminator is just a neural network which takes in the image and gives us a probability of being that image is real or fake. That's it, what discriminator is. Then what is generator then? Generator is basically a neural network which takes in a random noise. It can be of any length. It is random noise vector. It takes in that and gives us out the image. Well, both of the name self signify them. The discriminator discriminates the image being real or fake. Generator generate the image. So if we combine both of these model, we will get GAN. Well, if you see, the input to the GAN is a random noise and the output of the GAN is probability of being fake or real. That's all. So you see, we give the random noise to the GAN and in return GAN gives us the probability of being fake or real. But one thing to keep in mind, that when we are training the GAN, we are not training discriminator. We train the discriminator separately, and during the training of GAN, discriminator is not doing anything other than taking in the image and making the prediction. That's all. Now why do we do that? Look, let's say we have transferred the fake generated image to the discriminator, and discriminator gives the probability, let's say 0.1. But we want the GAN to produce real images, which is 1. We want 1, but discriminator returned 0.1. So if we make it trainable during the training of GAN, what will happen when the optimizer will update the weights of these two models? It will going to update the weight of discriminator in such a way that it takes in the image and always output 1. Well, that's not what we want. We want generator to be trained in such a way that it produces real images. Yeah, so that's why we first train the discriminator separately, and during the training of GAN we only train generator in it. So that's the reason behind that. I know it's a bit complex, but it will get more clear when we'll code it. So let's jump to the coding section now. Alright, so here I am in Kaggle notebook. My computer is not fast enough to handle all this training, so I am using this Kaggle. You can use whatever you want to. All the code will be in down description, even that this notebook will be in down description in case you want to check it out. So let's understand this code. I have already written this code so that I can explain it better rather than focusing on writing the code. Okay, so the GPU session is started. So let's talk about the imports. First of all, we are importing the dataset. Obviously, we want the dataset to train our GAN. Then we are importing NumPy in order to create arrays and converting the data type of the array. And we are using matplotlib just because to plot the generated images to see how it is performing during the training. And we are importing some layers. I'll talk about it. Well, we don't need this max pooling. Yep. So we are importing some layers. I'll talk more about when we will create the model. And we need model, which is obviously required to create the model, and this sequential this is a functional way of creating the model, and this is, I guess, more object oriented type of way. And we are using Adam optimizer. And why am I importing Adam? Because I want to fine tune the learning rate and beta 1 values of this optimizer. So that's why we are importing optimizer. Now first of all, we will let's import this. Let's run this cell. Alright, so it is imported. So first of all, we are saying MNIST.load data in order to load, and it returns a tuple of two tuple, which is xtrain and ytrain, xtest and ytest. Now it's obvious that ytrain will going to contain the label of that particular image, for example 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that's not what we want. We only want the image xtrain and xtest. That's all what we want. Now I'm going to use vstack function in NumPy in order to combine both of this xtrain and xtest into one variable which will be called x, and converting the data type of x, and then we are scaling the values of pixel. So let's quickly first run this, then we'll see what this actually is doing. So talking of this line, this line is basically making the value of pixel between -1 to 1. So if I just try to show you 0th image, then you see that black will be represented as -1 and white will be represented as 1, and in between will be the grayscale type of values. And this line below over here, this rescale or scales the values of pixel to 0 to 1 instead of -1 to 1. So that's the difference. You can choose whatever you want to, but this is necessary part. You have to rescale either -1 to 1 or 0 to 1 to make it better training. So we are rescaling it to -1 to 1 because I feel like it works better. You can work with 0 to 1 also. Now here is the main part. We are defining our discriminator. Now remember, I have told you discriminator takes in the image and gives us out the probability of being real or fake. That's all. So we are defining the input of our discriminator, which is having the shape of 28 by 28 by 1, because if I show you the shape of X, which is a data set, you'll see that we have 70,000 images and 28 by 28 height and width of the image, and 1 means the black and white color channel. So that will be the input to our discriminator. Then we are flattening it up, which means that 28 by 28 by 1 is a 3D matrix. It will be converted to a vector of 784 because 28 times 28 is 784. Then those 784 are connected to 1024 neurons. This is hidden layer, and then it is connected to 512, then 512, and at last this is the output. Now we have only one output neuron because we either want 0 or 1, and it can be represented by only single neuron. And the activation is sigmoid because sigmoid make the value between 0 to 1 or 0 or 1. So that's why we are using sigmoid activation function over here. Now we are defining our model by using this line, and we are compiling the model by using Adam optimizer and binary cross entropy. Binary cross entropy because we are only classifying binary, either 0 or 1. That's binary. So the learning rate in Adam optimizer is 0.02 and beta 1 is 0.5. Now these are the optimal values. So you can just try changing them up and you'll see that these values work better. So that's what discriminator model is. So let's quickly run this. This will define our discriminator model, and here is our generator model. Well, it's a bit simple than the discriminator. Just have a look. As I said, it's going to have an input of vector. Let's say we are defining it n, and then we will be creating the generator. We'll define it as 100. So it's going to be having the input length of 100 vector. That's actually the hidden layers. And at last we need 784 neurons because we know 28 by 28 image comprise of 784 pixels. So those 784 will be reshaped to 28 by 28 by 1, and that's what our model is. So we'll return the model which will be having the input of this and output of this. That's simple. This is just our generator. So we have defined pretty much our discriminator and generator. The only thing left is GAN. Now remember, I told you GAN will take both of the model, which is discriminator and generator, and during the training of GAN, when we will define GAN, the discriminator will not be trainable. So we will set trainable equals to false. That's all. We'll say model equals to sequential. We will define it by using sequential method. Then we will add the generator model because first we will generate the image and we will add discriminator, and that generated image will be passed to discriminator, and then we will compile the model. That's all. And obviously the loss is same, binary cross entropy, same as discriminator, because at last we want our GAN to return probability of being 0 or 1. Yeah, so we are just returning the model. Now over here you see we are defining our discriminator and we are defining our generator, and this is our GAN model. So let's quickly run them. So that's how our discriminator, generator and GAN model is going to be prepared. So let's try making the prediction by using generator by saying generator.predict, and you know what is the input to our generator? It's the random noise of length 100 because we have defined it over here. So input will be 100. We need to reshape it to 1,100 because it is only one sample and 100 features. Then at last we will reshape that to 28,28 because it is returning 3D. We want only two-dimensional image for ImShow, I guess. And at last we are predicting by using discriminator. Obviously for now it will just going to be very dumb model. So generator is predicting this random noise and discriminator is classifying with the probability of 0.46 or output is 0.46 prediction. That's output from our real image data set. Yeah, all right, now we'll import tqdm. You'll see what this tqdm is doing. Now over here we are defining some constant epochs. We are going to train it for 80 epochs. Then batch size, most important, we are choosing the batch size of 256 and half batch. You'll see when we'll use it. And then n, which is the input length vector, which is 100. And we are using losses list in order to append all the losses of discriminator and GAN. Then later on we'll visualize it. So let's run this cell also. All right, so now this is the main part, which is the training part. So first of all, we are iterating in epochs, meaning we will go from 0 up till 79. Then we are iterating batch wise. Yeah, so we have total of 70,000 images. So 70,000 will be divided by batch size so that we can iterate on most of the images or at most all of the images from our data set. So we are running batch wise, and here I'm saying tqdm to see that particular progress bar, how much we have progressed. You'll see when we run it. So now over here, let me zoom out a bit. Okay, so I hope it is visible. Okay, so you see, first of all, we are defining our x real and y real images. Let me just basically tell you what this is, what this line is doing first of all. So we are saying np.random.randint starting from 0 up till length of x, and we want how many values? Half batch. Why half batch? Because we want to train our discriminator half for real images and half for fake images, both of them combined to have a full batch size, which is 256. So we are saying, let me just show you how this list will going to look like. So I have copied this, and if I run this, you'll see that it will going to return random numbers between 0 up till 70,000, and it will be having a half batch, which means 100. It is 128 length. So if you count them, they will be 128. So we are doing this with this line particularly. We are saying select this list, and using that list select the particular index images from our data set. Then we are reshaping it so that it can enter into our discriminator model for training. The input is batch size, number of images, then 28 by 28 is height and width of image, and at last the color channel, which is 1. And y real, the label for real images obviously will going to be 1. How many? Half batch. The number of images, real images are half batch, and number of ones will be half batch. Similarly, for generating fake images, we are using generator. Remember when in the starting of video I told you that the generated images are labeled as fake images. We want to be it as fake, and we want our generator to fool the discriminator. Yeah, so we are saying generator.predict. It is going to generate the images, and in input to the generator is the random noise. So we are using this random. If I run this, let me just show this also. So if I run this line, you will see that we have the output of random noise, 100 length, and batch size of this. So if I show you the shape of this, so you see the half batch, 128 and 100. Yeah, so we are saying generator.predict by giving this noise, and in return it's going to return the fake images of half batch, 28 by 28 by 1. So we don't need to reshape it over here. Now we know during training of discriminator that these images are fake images, so we will label them as 0. So y fake will contain all the 0, x fake will contain all the fake images, x real contain all the real images, y real will contain all the real label for those x real images. Now finally we will use vstack function in order to combine x real and x fake, similarly y real and y fake, to create x final and y final. That's it. And finally we are training on batch. We are saying discriminator model dot train on batch. Take this x final as input, and y final is the true label for our x final or for our input data. Now this is going to return the loss associated with this. We will name it d loss. Now once we train the discriminator, we are going to train the GAN model. So it is very easy to train GAN model actually. Remember, input to the GAN model is a random noise. So we are generating random noise by using this line. This is exactly same as this line, but in this case we are using full batch size for training the discriminator. And I also told you that these are going to be true label will going to be real images 1, because that's what we want from our GAN. It's a cool trick to generate real images, to make our GAN create real images. And finally we are reshaping a from vector to a 2D matrix. So that's how you will going to train the GAN model, and it's also going to return GAN loss, so we'll call it G loss. And finally we are going to append the losses as a list to our losses list, and once it iterated through all of the batches, we are going to plot the result by using this line and also printing the losses. So that's how you are going to use matplotlib in order to plot the images in 5x5 grid. Finally we'll show the images and finally close that particular plot, and this is going to continue for 80 epochs. So I'm very excited to hit shift and enter to run this cell and see what will be the output. So you see this little progress bar is made by using tqdm library. So first of all we are in 0 epoch and it is running pretty fast because I'm using GPU. So yeah, so this epoch has been completed, meaning this loop has been completed. Now it came to this section over here. It printed the losses and plotted the images by using trained generator. So let's see for 3 more epochs, see how it is performing. Alright, 1 epoch is completed and we can already see very good result. This is the 3rd epoch and loss look pretty good actually, and the result also look pretty good. Let's see after 4 epoch. Alright, so result after 4 epoch. Now I'll do one thing, I'll just pause the video and I'll just train for 15 or 20 more epochs and I'll show you the result. So I'll pause it right over here. Alright guys, I'm back. So 18 epochs have been completed actually, not 18, it's 19 plus 1, it's 20 epochs have been completed. Just to prove you that I am not cheating with you, you see that we started from over here, we got this, you can slow down if you want. So these are the result after every epoch. So you see it is started to producing pretty good result. Actually you can just start making sense. It is 9, it's 5, it's 3, 2, 8 and 9, 6, 0. And actually I'll go back to over here, and this is the result after 44 epoch over here. So you see this is the result after 44 epoch and this is the result after 43 epoch, and that's it. You can see that after training for some more epochs maybe you can get better result, but that's not necessary. For training more epochs you'll get better result. Maybe I should end this video over here. If you still have any queries or stuck down in anywhere or getting any error, then please let me know in down comment section. Also you can talk directly to me by using Discord server, or if you want to contact me you can use Facebook page, you can use messenger service from there. I'll also link Instagram page in down description in case whichever you feel convenient. So that is it basically for this video. I'll let it train for 25th epoch. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new in this video, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Bye. Oh, basically this is the result after 26 epoch. Very good. 1 1 2 9. That's it. Bye.